I have 9 ideas to get you cow ready. So let me clear all this stuff out of the way, and we'll jump into the first idea. Idea number 1 is my simplest. We're gonna kind of build up with each idea, and that is to just start with clothing that already is kind of cow pattern. Unless you have like some kind of like cowhide leather vest, which would be super awesome. You probably don't have things that actually look like cows, but you might have items that could pass off as kind of a cow-esque look. So for example, a first costume idea, I have this Casting Crowns baseball shirt, and it's, you know, black and white. So I could wear this. You know, I could be like a white cow whose markings happen to be in writing, you know, have black arms or legs. I guess cows don't have arms. But I could even stick as simple as this and then pair it with some black pants. Boom, you're a cow. So I'll show you this look. All right, so here is our first idea. I've got the black pants on. You can't really see them on the screen. But anyways, this is good enough that you could probably pass this off as a cow costume and get your free entree. It also helps because my hair is up in these like space buns, so they look kind of like ears to give it more of the cow look. All right, idea number 2 is to add some spots to our basic black and white clothing. So this first way to do it is super easy. You use paper. So I've got some printer paper, some construction paper. I need scissors. I'm just gonna cut out some crazy shapes. Also, you can leave your pages stacked. Yes, all the shapes will be the same, but honestly, who cares? Because it's so much easier to cut through several pieces at once, right? So I would just cut out some wacky cow looking shapes. Boom. I can cut some of these smaller if I want to, and I'll do the same with the black construction paper. So here are my clothing items. I've got my dots here, and I'm just gonna tape them all over my clothing. All right, let's put this costume on. All right, so here is this look with the paper. All right, so these are our first 2 ideas. Let's hit our third idea, which is a little bit more permanent than our first 2 have been. Our third idea is to add permanent spots to this shirt. So this idea, there's lots of ways to go about it. We can create our spots with Sharpies or fabric markers. We can use paint. I should have mentioned this before. Put a piece of paper in the middle here, or else it might bleed through like it did here. And a third way we can make this more permanent is with puffy paint. My one word of caution is if you put this into the dryer, it will kind of stick to itself. So if you can wash it, it'll stay on fine in the wash, but hang it up to air dry. So again, you can make this as 3D or flat as you want it to be. While we are talking about puffy paint, another super cute idea is if you get some red puffy paint, if you put the Chick-fil-A logo here. Now you might say, okay, I don't have that kind of talent. I probably don't either. A better idea would be to print out the logo and set it underneath the white shirt. Because the shirt's white, you should be able to see right through it, and then just trace the logo in the puffy paint. You may want to tape it in place so it stays lined up really well. Watch for air bubbles. So I've got an idea. Now I would not recommend this for little children just because it could be a safety hazard, but for older children, trash bags. I'm gonna use the white one. I'm gonna start by cutting out the corners at a pretty sharp angle to create my armholes. So now it'll look a little bit like this. You also need a neck hole. You open your trash bag up now. You have 2 armholes and a neck hole. Again, I wouldn't recommend this for like really little kids because you are gonna have to go over the head with it. So now you either have a white canvas if you used a white trash bag, or you have a black canvas if you used a lawn and leaf bag. So you don't have to leave it like this, but we can spruce this up with some of our ideas we'll get to in a minute. So we've got a couple of different ways that we can get ears, and you can also add horns and bows and flowers to this. So let's start with the headband. I have some foam board here. It's just a sheet of foam from another project, and I'm just gonna cut out 2 ears, and I'm gonna leave a little tab at the bottom. I'm going to take my ears and wrap them around the headband so that there's some overlap in the back. And you can either tape these or glue these. I'm just going to tape these so that they're easier to come off. You can add some white or some pink for the inside of the ears. You can tape or glue those on. You can also add some horns if you want, and I'll just tape these on there. Okay, and my horns are way too close together, but you get the idea. Second way to do this is to use a hat and take these same ears. I'm going to tape them to the hat. In the same manner, you can also add horns. You can use them, add them as both popsicle sticks, or you can add them as paper cutouts. And our third and final way to make cow ears is to make like a headband out of paper. So we're going to fold this in half, just a little ways, not all the way in half, just a little ways. I'm gonna cut down through here, and I'm kind of cutting overlapping. And the point of this is so that way they are the same thickness. And I'll take this and cut along the fold. I'm gonna take them end to end, and then I will take it and I'm gonna size it around my head. Once it's the right size to fit around my head and kind of sit on top of my ears, I will tape it to that size. And once again, we're going to cut out ears out of our paper. Our fifth idea is to make a cow mask using a paper plate, some construction paper, paint if you want, glue, and popsicle sticks. So the first thing you want to do is cut out some eye holes. To do this, I'm just going to take my pencil and punch it through about where the eyes are going to be. I'll cut them a little bigger with my scissors, and test and kind of see if you need to adjust them as you're cutting them out. Once you get your eye holes cut out, make sure that you can see through them. And then we're gonna start adding our details. So we're gonna make a nose with our pink construction paper. I like to fold it in half and then cut out half of an oval because this will make it nice and symmetric. There's a nose, and I'm gonna cut out some ears. For the ears, I'm gonna cut out some big ovals in white paper. You can shape them and give them as much character as you want. I'm gonna kind of come in along here and kind of give them this shape. In my pink, I'm gonna cut small ovals that'll fit on there. That'll be the inside of the ear. All right, and now it's just time to glue it all together. I'm just gonna use some tacky glue for this because it'll hold it really well. Once you have your basic cow glued together, it's time to add the details. Now that I've got my cow assembled, the last thing I need to do is to add either a jumbo popsicle stick or a paint stirrer to the bottom so that way you can hold your mask in front of your face. But then once it's dry, you will have a cow mask that you can take to Chick-fil-A. Our sixth idea is to make a tail. To make a tail, you'll need a white sock, you'll need some black pony holders, and some black yarn. First thing we need to do, we're gonna roll the sock up. Then I'm gonna take my black pony holders, I'm gonna put one here up at the top, just pony holder it around it, in the middle, and one at the bottom. So with my yarn or ribbon or whatever it is you're using, I'm gonna wrap it around my hand a bunch of times. Then I'm gonna cut it off. And I'll also need to cut another piece off of here. I'll slide this off my hand, and I'm gonna take my extra piece and tie it around the top. Now the camera's having a hard time picking this up because it's all so dark. I'm gonna take this extra piece and tie it around the top very really securely. And then at the far end, I'm going to cut through all these loops. Then if you want, you kind of trim it so it's kind of longer in the middle. We want to keep our tails out of the way though. And to make kind of the little hair part of the end of a cow's tail. So with these extra tail pieces, I'm gonna run them through the hair elastic at the bottom of my tail. And now you have a cow's tail. To wear this, what I would recommend you do is get a belt and run it through the top hair tie. And then you put the belt on, adjust the tail to your backside, and now you've got a cow's tail. The next idea is to use some ribbons to just add some extra detail and channel your inner Chick-fil-A love. So you can tie ribbon in a bow like this. You can also get some thick ribbon like this and use your puffy paint and write "Eat More Chicken" on it and then tie it in your hair or around your waist, however you want to wear it. You can also incorporate bandanas in the same kind of manner. They just kind of have that cow western kind of feel to it. Our eighth idea also involves ribbons, and we're going to use the t-shirt that we added the cow spots and the Chick-fil-A. But I'm going to take my scissors and cut off the sleeves. So once you have this, it kind of has a little bit more of that southern feel to it, like Chick-fil-A always has. Get some rope, and you can tie a rope belt around the waist. You can get out your ribbon and tie up the shoulders. Our ninth and final idea is to make an Eat More Chicken sign. So to do this, you can use cardboard, you can use a piece of poster paper. I'm using a square paper plate. So I'm going to use my black paint and a brush and write Eat More Chicken. Now, of course, we have to spell it the way the cows do, and we also want to write it in that same style. So to get it in that same style, we're not gonna use a ton of paint. So I put up a picture for reference for me because that kind of helps. So I'm going to just kind of write in a nice sloppy way the cows do. And you can go back and add some of those drips at the bottom of letters. But then once you have it designed the way you want it to look, punch a hole in the top corners and get some ribbon and you can tie it around your neck. Hey, thanks for sticking with me until the very end of this video. As a little prize, I will reward you for sticking to the end of the video by answering the question you've probably been wondering this whole time. With all these great ideas, which one am I going to wear to Chick-fil-A on Tuesday? I actually might not wear any of them, and I might go with this instead. I mean, I think this is pretty awesome. This is from when I was like 5, and there's a box right in here that if it still worked, you'd hear this "murr" come from like my diaphragm here. I think my diaphragm's like right here somewhere, or like my stomach, which is kind of weird but kind of cool. So this is how I'm gonna look on at Chick-fil-A on Tuesday, most likely. And clearly it's a perfect fit. So I mean, why would I go with anything else? No.